welcome to the Segway.
Best thing to happen to you on a Thursday.
That's right, recording live in LeBron's backyard.
Oh man, this interview is awesome.
It's very awesome. This is our very first Week 3 VIP. We're bringing Mo Turk back for another July interview.
Yeah, he was our first interview.
He was. We didn't even have this set up. Literally, the very first interview last July, we had a Dunkin' Donuts cup with a hole cut out of the bottom so that the wire for this random condenser mic could go through it, and he would hold that. That was how we recorded last July's Week 3 VIP with Mo Turk episode. This time, he has a regular setup just like us. So.
Yeah, a lot's changed, but it also hasn't at the same time.
I know. So it's going to be a very genuine interview. Like, we're going to touch on his music. We even touch a little bit on his acting history. But given the circumstance of everything going on, we do kind of go into a little bit of a deep dive into some of the social justice, police brutality, and just kind of the exhaustion everybody's feeling still for all the quarantine.
Yeah, I hope you've been hitting the gym, because this is it's a little heavy.
That's right. So without further ado, let's dive right into our interview with Week 3 VIP Mo Turk.
First of all, I never really seen what it's worth, cause the price ain't on the tag. Guess I'm stealing this shirt, I'm stealing this verse. Your feelings get hurt, I never feel when it hurts. It's a gift and a curse, well I'm a gift and you cursed. And I'ma make you look worse, what's worse than living in a bubble? Better hope it don't burst. And I'ma burst through this scene like a geyser, tantalizing your taste buds. They call me a chef when I'm mining, always digging for gold in every single avenue, plotting every mission like it's tactical.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are back again with Mo Turk in our Week 3 VIP.
Am I the first repeat guest?
I mean, technically it was Ray, but that was because of
doesn't
an accident.
count.
Yes, you are.
Hey.
That's true. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
Until you brought it up again.
Hey.
During the pre-recording. But yeah, let's just make this a yearly thing. Every July, you are our Week 3 VIP.
Why not?
I think we should do that.
You know what? I'll just go out right now and say that I'll only give interviews to podcasts and or people that I fuck with. So I'll do interviews for you guys whenever you want.
Cool.
For sure.
What if it was every week? How much pressure would you feel to find?
We'd have to make our own show then at that point.
That's true.
That's what that would be.
That would just be a new show.
Just have me in. Just like have me interject me during your little segments that you do. It's like, okay, is this true or fact or fiction? Whatever the fuck you do.
Dude, they don't even know. It's like they don't even know you're there. 45 minutes in, all of a sudden they just hear, "Oh, that's dope." Like, what the fuck?
I just like sit there and just like add a little like interjections and add a little ad libs into your, like you guys are talking about like, I don't know, fucking cats and Pikachu, and then here I come with a little
text.
I don't know.
Dude, every episode can be Segway featuring Mo Turk, even if you're not there. They'll just be waiting for it.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm rewriting the theme song.
Okay. Actually, I want to ask you a question. You can say no to this, and if you say no, I'm going to edit it out.
Right.
So you know how we've been doing the musical thing?
The what?
The musical, like we've been taking videos of our guests that are musical.
No.
Well, we've been doing it.
It's to build our YouTube.
Yeah.
To build our
you guys
YouTube.
Are on YouTube?
When we have, this is on YouTube. It's not very engaging.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just haven't found it.
Listen. I thought you guys are one of those people that like films you talking.
No, it's just audio.
Our platform that we use.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, the platform Podbean just pushes it over automatically to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So it's just a blank screen.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I found mine on YouTube. I put it on my
did you?
My little
link
list. My little Mo list of stuff that I've done.
Okay.
On my official YouTube account. I have an official artist YouTube account now.
And we're on it, basically.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, but basically, it's just kind of to build that up and to give kind of a little bit more content about our Week 3 VIPs, especially when we have musicians. Like, we'll have them do an acoustic set or at least one song, and we'll put it up there. But I don't know where Charlie was going with this.
So my question is, if one of us plays guitar for you, would you do a rap for us?
Sure, why not?
That'd be sick.
Are you going to do it today?
Yeah, I'll do it today.
What do you know? What do you...
I'll just do cowboy chords or something. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'm sure I can come up with something.
I'm not going to lie. And this is going to lose all of its fun credibility because I'm telling you about it before the fact. I was actually learning Bambi acoustic. It's
yes.
Like the riff that is played on like the synth or the keyboard. I was trying to do that. It's really hard to rap over it while playing that.
I've got so much simpler songs to you can.
Yeah, but that one's it's good, man.
Thanks.
I like that one. I mean, a lot of them are good, but I like that one a lot.
Hey.
Yeah, just put me the key. Tell me what key it is, and I'll just play the cowboy chords for it.
Okay. So what have you been up to, man? I know, obviously, quarantine, everything going down, but how have you been spending your days?
Ooh, boy. If I could tell you, I've been.
We're hoping you'll tell us.
He's looking out the window over there, like.
I'm looking for an answer because I've really just been staying inside. I don't really go out regardless, even before all this happened. But I've been staying inside. I've been trying to write. It's been hard, but I've been trying to write songs. I finished a couple songs. I've recorded a couple songs. You know, I've been playing a lot of FIFA lately.
Isn't it funny that now we have all this time? It really is difficult to be creative.
Yeah,
we talked about this before.
I think just like the weight and burden of everything that's been happening around us is like kind of killed whatever like creativity that you already had. Because like I found like I was way more productive in the earlier part of the year, up until like being forced to stay in one area and stay in one place for such a long amount of time, and then having to see what's been going on in the world on a constant like basis of just never ending. And this is all you can do. So like I just have had no real drive to like just to finish something out. Instead, like I've been trying to do it when I feel the motivation to.
Like, what have you found to be motivating? Because I feel like the world kind of called our bluff, where it's like, oh, you all keep complaining about not having time to do shit. Well, here's your time. But from not being able to go out and not being able to go to shows and not being able to talk and hang out with people, that is a major inspiration that's kind of left in the dust.
Gosh. What's motivating me now is trying to shift what I normally would be doing and normally would be thinking, like the whole social justice and everything that's been happening to when it goes to like police brutality and all that shit, like kind of like shifting my energy into from going to like, yeah, I know about this and I know it's bad, but I can still live my everyday life, into going into like, oh, well, I need to be incredibly even more aware and cautious of what's happening around me. And what can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to keep myself safe and keep my family safe and people around me safe? And like, what do I need to know? A lot of what I've been writing about lately is about things that are currently happening right now, not just happening to me, but happening to everybody and happening around the world. And I'm more motivated by the thoughts of trying to kind of give like a different perspective, like give a more of a myself, more of my thoughts, situations that I normally, wouldn't really want to talk about, not because I didn't care about it, but because like it's just, you can choose to talk about being killed, or you can choose to talk about wanting to go dance with your friend. Things that don't like weigh heavy on you.
Yeah, I feel like this has been it's just difficult all around. Because first the economy crashed, and then it's like, be creative and do stuff. But then with all the police brutality things happening, it's just a wave of like, how can I even promote what I'm working on?
Yeah.
How can I talk about anything? And for us, it was kind of difficult because when we started the Segway, Charlie and I agreed, no politics, no religion.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be escapism. But then it gets to a point where it's like, we kind of have
in your face.
You have a duty. You can't just keep ignoring it. You know what I mean?
That's what Switzerland did in World War II.
How'd that work out for them?
Not great.
Yeah, I think that since more so now than previous times, like we have had to actually just sit and face it versus like we could see a video or we could see pictures or stories of instances of police brutality and social injustice with Black people, Black women, trans people. You could see that, and normally we'd be able to just go, damn, this is bad, but I can go out in my area and I can feel okay because this is happening somewhere else.
Exactly. There's no escapism anymore. Right.
Yeah. Like you can't you can't like really just like brush it off as something that like is serious, but it's not happening to me, so it doesn't matter. Like you cannot in this time right now, because the way that we've had to change and shift our whole life, our whole energy. You can't just go to the bars now. You can't just be on the internet, see something terrible, and then be like, oh, damn, that's bad, and then just like go hang out with your friends. Like you can't. You just got to sit there and you got to look, and you can't just say, oh, that's bad, and then not care. Like you have to really look at yourself and say to yourself, like, do I really care about this truly? Is this really something that I feel needs to be changed and something needs to be done? Or can I just be like, well, whatever about it? Can't really like choose a side anymore. You have to choose a side now.
Right. I just think it's crazy because there's still some people that are on the fence, but it just seems like every excuse, has kind of been used, and it doesn't work anymore. For instance, like some people I know coming from where I'm from, there's a lot of, I don't want to make it an us versus them and bring in liberal and conservative, but I'll just say
shit's whack.
I hate that, the us versus them.
The whole idea of labeling yourself by your political party is a fucking most ridiculous shit, and that's the shit that they want from you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like they want you to choose. You either gotta be a fucking bleeding heart liberal or a fucking greedy ass conservative, or oh, look at these fucking liberal idiots wanting to do better, and look at all these fucking conservative assholes wanting to make everything worse. Like they want you to do that shit. Like,
it's
and that's
terrible.
Shit, yeah, the idea that you actually identify with that shit and actually say to other people that you call them like a liberal or a conservative as an insult is so fucking ridiculous.
I feel like it perpetuates like, man, I'm this, but I kind of agree with what they think, but I better not. I got to agree with everything my side says.
Yeah, like, because, I don't think you should identify with what your so-called political party, you shouldn't go all in with their ideals and just label yourself as this one thing and that's it, because then that's all people are going to know about you and that's all people are going to care. Like if you say to yourself, if you're like one of those like motherfuckers that are like, conservative, Tea Party, whatever the fuck, then I'm automatically not going to give a shit about anything you're going to say, frankly. Like, right. I don't give a fuck because you've already labeled yourself as somebody that I don't want to fuck with.
That won't expand your mind.
Yeah, not only that, they're like, you already know what they're about. Like, if you were just like a regular ass person and you said all this shit, but you had like you actually had like some sort of like concrete, like viable evidence with like facts and figures, and maybe you were like convincing, maybe you could get like an ear to listen to, but like you outright want to label yourself as something terrible that like we're not gonna play this whole like let's hear them out. There's no more of that shit happening, period.
It makes it really hard to get into discussions, and I actually find myself unfortunately kind of staying out of conversations because it's so left versus right that if you are anywhere in the middle, then both sides shit on you, and it's just you can't. Yeah. And I realize I probably should be getting out there with my opinions more, but it's like when you take more of like the centrist, which even that is kind of like a trigger word right now. But when you kind of are able to see both sides, I don't know, it's just kind of crazy. But what I was going to get to is one of the biggest excuses was like, well, you know what? If black people just listened to the police officer and just did what they said, then there would be. And I feel like even though there have been videos that have been coming out, I feel like it finally took George Floyd's death for some people to not be able to use that excuse. But it's just crazy it got to this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to even have that notion that just if I had got pulled over and comply, that everything would be okay. Like, that's fucking ridiculous to even consider that, because I could, if I got pulled over and listened to a cop, I could realistically still have something bad happen to me. It's not like if I got pulled over, it'd be like, oh, okay, officer, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do this, and this. Okay, it'll be cool. All right, cool. Maybe for you, but not for me. It's not gonna play out the same way. Like, people want to act like there's some quality and people are treated the same, and the truth of the matter is like, people are still not treated the same in this country. In other countries, people aren't treated the same. You're not going to get the same type of treatment like a white person would get, or a black person. You're not going to get the same type of treatment. You're not going to get the same type of look, same type of respect, unless you do something to earn that. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are. It doesn't matter what you do. If they don't know you, they think you're all the same.
And that just really sucks. And Charlie and I don't experience that. And it's not so much like the white, like, because a lot of people are getting defensive. A lot of white people are like, I'm not going to feel guilty for something I didn't do. But it's like, well, you're not guilt, but you have to become conscious of it and understand it.
Be aware of the differences.
Yeah, because when, like, people are like, I'm colorblind, man, everybody's the same. It's like, come on. That's ignoring a major issue in the room.
Yeah.
And it's offensive to you because you're actually colorblind.
Yeah,
so like...
I get fucking pissed when I hear that shit. That's what I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis.
It's fucking, yeah, it's such a, like, layered topic that there's so much that if you're not in the group that experiences it, then you're not going to understand. Even if you do experience it, you're not going to fully understand. But you've got to realize that, like, people go through atrocities and people go through terrible things, and you may not experience it yourself, but the willingness to want to understand and empathize with what it's like versus just saying, just act like me and then everything will be fine. That's the real difference.
Although I do wonder, if COVID had not been going on, if Floyd's death would have actually boiled over. I don't think it would have.
I already feel it boiling over. Well, sorry, do you mean boiling over as, do you think without COVID, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was already something that had been happening, right?
Yeah.
And then another case happened, but this was in the middle of something where we couldn't get any distractions. And
also, people are very riled up. People are already kind of on edge.
It was just like the perfect mix.
Yeah, I think the COVID, you really had no choice but to sit and open your eyes to everything that's really happening out here. And whether you want to believe it or not, like, you're seeing it and you're going to keep seeing it versus having some other thing come by and distract you with something else so you forget it. Like, we've been seeing this daily for months.
I think that's because it's already starting to shift a little bit. I feel like I think one of the biggest reasons that so many people have to focus on is the lack of sports. That is like, for America, that is like one of the most, besides music and shows and stuff, but I feel like sports is like the biggest escapism for so many people.
But they bring the same type of thoughts into sports. It's the same. They have the same. It's a lot of people have like the same feelings that they want to, display their displeasure with something, or they want to support something. They bring it into sports. So it's not like they can completely escape it like they want to.
Well, I mean, 2017 with Kaepernick was kind of a small display of that, because so many people got pissed off, and it's like, it's not even about football.
Because they try to shift the narrative on what he was really trying to accomplish.
Yeah, like he wasn't being patriotic. He's attacking the military.
Yeah, first, like, the military shouldn't even be in sports, period. They don't do that shit in any other country other than America.
Right.
Like, they should not play the national anthem before any sports unless it's like an Olympic sport, or like it's like some Team USA shit.
Or it's tied to your nationality.
Yeah, because like it makes no sense at all to do that. because you're just really trying to. I heard a story on like NPR like a month ago about how the military was paying these sports. Troops would come home and then they have like during halftime, or like they'd have like somebody's coming home or a big proposal or some shit or something like that. The military was like paying the sports, like paying teams individually to do that, to put that on so they can have like this big display of patriotism and all this shit. And it's all just so tied into just the money and capitalism of just wanting more money, wanting more. It's all tied in to that.
Especially in football. I feel like football especially is like where people really tie the military and the army into.
Can I be honest about sports though for a second?
Yeah.
Like okay. So I love the Olympics. I didn't
know you like the Olympics.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I was watching. This is so pathetic. I was watching a 2016 bike race from Brazil just to like have that like Olympic back because we didn't get it.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be this year.
Yeah. Well, like I'm really into the Olympics, and I'm not like. If you ask me, like, what are the nationals doing in archery? Like, I have no idea, but I will sit down and watch 4 hours of it during the Olympics.
Right.
So I watched 5 hours of bike working today.
I love the Olympics.
I wish I did. I have too much energy and heart in the Cleveland sports that I don't have room to spare for anything else. Like, all my highs and all my lows are in Cleveland sports.
No, like, the Olympics is such a nice, like, blending melting pot of all countries coming together to try to compete to say, hey, we're really good at rowing a boat.
Or might be all we got, but
we're really good at cycling. We're the world's best. Like, I really like the Olympics. I enjoy watching the Olympics. I wouldn't normally tune in for a handball tournament or like a water polo match, but I'll definitely check in for that for the Olympics. It's fun.
Dude, I love water polo at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, like who doesn't?
What about curling? Does anybody actually like curling?
That's winter. That's the
curling.
Winter.
Same shit.
You gotta get focused on the summer sports right now.
I want to ask you, so what's it like doing? Have you done any shows? Have you done anything?
I did a show on Earth Day in my basement that went not necessarily great because I didn't really have the know-how of making it sound good.
So what happened?
I mean, I just kind of filmed it with my phone and my laptop. I'm not necessarily like tech savvy enough to like know what type of microphones and like what kind of mixers and what kind of stuff like interfaces and stuff like that go in so I can hook up a good sounding stream to my phone or laptop. So, I mean, it was an okay show. It was just weird being in my basement because like we only rehearse in my basement, so it was just kind of like a rehearsal down there. But yeah,
it was live rehearsal.
Yeah, it was all right. I'm not really too much into the live streaming of shows anymore. I'm so sick of.
Was Anthony there when you were?
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's kind of cool. Your Oakdale house or whatever that's called has been making rounds again.
Yeah. I thought since I took over that Everyday Akron account, I thought it'd be fun. My idea originally was just to go to Oakdale and do a live stream, but I was talking to Adam, and he was like, "Oh, I thought you just wanted to come over and film some songs," and I was like, "Well, I mean, not really. I wanted to do like a 7-song set." And then, but like, I wanted to have the look of like an alternative attic type video. So like the look of what that little performance I did, I wanted the look of it, but I wanted that to be like the whole live stream. But it worked out anyway.
How did doing the Everyday Akron take over? How did that go for you?
It was pretty good. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed that so many people liked my photos and like commented and interacted with me. It was a bit overwhelming because I'm not used to so many people like actually like really taking the time out to like say, hey, I remember this, or hey, is this good, or wow, this is really cool, or not like I'm used to like 1 or 2 people, but it was like 7, 8, 9, 10 people, and I was like, shit, this is exhausting, man. But it was cool. I picked up a lot of followers from that, and I appreciate that. Probably did more for my Instagram account than I ever could. I've also learned like the whole like idea of trying to get likes and follows and shit it's so much easier for people who have already like established to do that shit. But like as like an indie artist, it's so difficult. It's so hard. Unless you like are linked to some sort of label, it's incredibly hard to get a following online.
So we just gave Mo Turk his shirt because, as you guys know, we had a t-shirt giveaway. 2 lucky people won a shirt, and one of them is our Week 3 VIP guest right here, Mo Turk.
Hey, I was excited. I'm excited. I'm going to wear these all the time.
Oh, yeah, we gave him a North Route one, our band. We don't talk about the band.
I'm going to wear this one, too. I'll wear these both to work these weeks.
I figured the only way he would take the North Route one is if we threw the Segway.
I mean, no. I know somebody that works at a t-shirt printing company.
Dude, get us a business card, because...
Yeah.
I have like a third cousin, but he ignored me, so whatever.
The woman that cuts my hair at Great Clips in Stowe has one, but I don't think that relationship would give me a discount.
Yeah, because you know what? Whenever I really, it's been, I want to say it's been so hard because like I've been trying. Like you were saying earlier about like promoting. Yeah. Or something. You were saying something about like trying to sell yourself and like trying to like sell whatever you're doing in this time we're in right now. And like Bandcamp's been doing this thing where they've been waiving their artist revenue share like
Fridays, right?
Yeah, like once a month, the first Friday of every month. My plan was I had a whole plan of like trying to like raise enough money. I want to tell this story real quick. I have this song that I wanted to put out for my like, you know, my weekly summer song series that I'm doing. And I made it like 8 years ago. And this beat I found from this producer from this rap group called the Cool Kids. And because he put it out for free. So I like back in those days, I would just find beats and like rap over them. And so I had this song for so long and I was like, damn, this song is really tight and it's really good. I want to put it out. And so I had contacted him and I was just like, hey, can I get your email? Because I have a question to ask you. And, you know, he gave me his email and I hit him up and I was like, hey, I have this song. I don't know if you remember it. It's from like 2012, but I want to put it out on streaming. Can I do that? And he's like, yeah, I'm cool with you doing that. But, you know, I need a fee. And I'm like, shit, like how much? He's like, $1,000. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Whoa.
Shit. Because, like, I mean, he's like not like a huge super producer, but like he's kind of like, he's big. So I was like, shit, that's a lot. How the fuck? Because, like, I could realistically do that shit. But, like, why use my own money? So, like, why, like, if I could get at least, like, a fraction of it, like, I could pay for the rest of it. So I was like, okay, sure. So I was like, yeah, I'll work on that. So I was like, Bandcamp's like doing this whole artist revenue share waiving for the first of every Friday of every month. And I was like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity for me to, you know, try to raise some money so I can get this song out. And then like all the George Floyd and then all this, the protest and all this happened. So I was just like, fuck, it just wouldn't be right of me to like want to raise money for myself to put out a song. Like it's fucked up. So I used the money that I raised and I donated it to funds for victims of police brutality and LGBTQ funds and whatever I could find. But I was going to say that I would have used, if I had made enough money, I was going to use the rest of it to make t-shirts.
Oh, I've been asking for t-shirts.
Because you've been asking for so long and I intend on making shirts. I promise you. I intend on making shirts.
Dude, just you in the bee costume would be so sick.
At least humor me. What would your t-shirt be? Like, what would you want?
Look, you know what? I never thought about me in the bee costume being a shirt.
God,
I honestly never thought about that, but that would actually be really good.
Yeah, like a black background.
Yeah,
amazing.
I actually never thought about that. That's pretty good. I just would have made like a shirt that said Mo Turk on it with a little flamingo on it.
Okay.
But like that bee one's way better.
You know what you should do next summer, if this is part of the summer thing? You should do like, not like a GoFundMe, but you should do like to raise 1,000, and it's like at least $5 and whatever, and then if somebody donates like $50 to get a free T-shirt or something, but then like them donating to that is their admission, so that once the song, you get the money, you get the song, you'll do a private show for everybody that donated, and that's the people that come.
See, yeah, that'd be tight too. That'd be really cool, but I plan on dropping an album next year, so.
Well, then do it for that. Raise for the money for the album.
Yeah, I could, huh?
Because then the donation would be like the ticket, and then they already paid, so they're gonna feel like they have to go.
That's tight. Yeah,
because getting people to go is half the battle too.
Yeah,
for sure. Especially, yeah.
What were you gonna say? Especially for you.
No. Especially nowadays with all the streaming stuff.
No, dude, Charlie's my witness. I literally told him a couple weeks ago, I'm like, I could really go for a Mo Turk show right now.
He did say,
because you really are a natural performer, dude.
Thank
your
you.
shows are amazing. I love your shows.
Thank you.
I'll go on record. They're the best shows in Akron.
Oh yeah.
I'll also go on record and say I'm highly underrated.
I'll say, and this was always, I mean, we were different genres, so it didn't really matter because it wasn't like a jealousy thing. But I always thought when we were performing Electric as North Route, I'd always be like, man, I wish we had that energy of Mo Turk, because it's just a thing. But it's like different. We weren't attracting the same audience.
Thing.
You weren't our competition,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like, it's just, there's a certain charisma where like, I don't know, there's just something about it.
I appreciate that. See, that's the type of shit that keeps me motivated too. Is like earnest, honest comments like that really make me want to keep going. Stuff like that too.
Yeah. Well, there you answered the motivation question.
Yeah, there you go. We got there.
I have several motivations now, for sure. It's just about like actually getting to it.
Right. So you dropped Cranberry and you dropped Propane, correct? Yeah. Both during quarantine parts of the world.
Yeah.
How did that go? Did you record those before quarantine?
Yeah, I did. Well, I've actually been like not necessarily very busy, but kind of busy when it comes to that kind of thing. Because like I've actually, like I just said, like I plan on dropping an album next year. Like I was actually planning on dropping an album this year, like another one. Then the because I started like I got a couple beats like last December, and I started doing it. And I started recording in like January. And then, like all this stuff happened, so that process slowed down. I decided I needed something because I didn't want to like lose whatever kind of momentum I was gaining from between all the shit between Bricks last year and Late Bloomer. I didn't want to really like lose any steam. So I had all these songs, and I was like, why not I drop an EP or something? But like, why put them all out at once? When like people can just like gloss over them. So like I decided like, why don't I just put one out every month for the entire summer?
That's smart, because then they get attached to that one. That's the one they focus on. So when the album comes out, they're like, I love all these songs. I know all these songs already.
Yeah, but the thing is like these aren't going to be on any of the album. They're just singles. So I've had the beats since like last year, like pretty much for a lot of them. I think for a couple of them. And so I just kind of like in between pre-COVID quarantine and then post-COVID quarantine, I've just been recording here and there. And I guess I'll go out now and I'll announce it now because I really wasn't going to until next week. But like next week being in this time frame.
Yeah, this will come
You listen
out...
to this a month from now, this shit is going to sound dumb. But
so this will come out the 17th? Is that right?
Yeah.
The 13th?
So I was going to say it like
16th?
the week of when I was planning on releasing this song, but like the next song I'm going to drop is going to be on my birthday next Thursday.
That's dope.
So a week from this Thursday.
July 23rd.
Ah, man, I wish this episode came out then, but it won't.
No,
it
will not.
That's all good. And it's going to be called Notorious.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Are there going to be any Biggie Smalls references, or is it just
maybe?
Okay,
not really.
All right.
Not really, but
Notorious Mo.
That's the thing is though that like when I heard the beat, because like I had actually got the beat like maybe like a month ago, and I heard it. It's the same guy that produced Cranberry, and the same guy that he did from Late Bloomer call back later, and like from Magenta the Fix. And I was just like in the mind frame of just being so like my head was so full of so much I wanted to say regarding everything that was happening, and just needed something. I needed one thing, and I heard the beat, and I was like, shit, this sounds like some fucking like Biggie shit. Let me try. And so, I tried. It's not like in like Biggie-esque, but I tried something different.
It can still be inspired by without
yeah.
sounding
That's
like.
why, it was
sure.
inspired by, because like as soon as I heard it, I'm like, damn, this is Biggie. I was called this shit Notorious. So yeah. But yeah, it's going to come out on the 23rd. Are
you going to be
July.
28?
Yeah.
My favorite number. Don't fuck it up. Have you heard any songs kind of come out of this quarantine, or even like everything happening with the police brutality? Because it seems like we already kind of talked on that creatively it's kind of still hard to put something out. But I was kind of surprised that I haven't heard, like, I know, 21 Pilots did that quarantine song.
Yeah.
But I haven't really heard anything with too much heart come out of this time period, which is kind of interesting.
It's all been kind of like echoing the mood, though. Just like,
I mean, I know there's, I actually, you know what? Something that happened to me. I had recorded Notorious, and I had finished it, and I thought it was all right. I thought it was cool, and I had sent it to this guy that I had met on Reddit that mixes my stuff, that has been mixing my songs for me. Shouts out to him, Domingo. Okay. And I had sent him the song, and I had went to work, and I came back home. It was Friday when, like all the new music drops. And I got home, and I saw, I got on my little YouTube music app, and I saw like Khalid and Victoria Monet put out a song. It was really good, called Experience. It's really dancey. It's really fun. And then I saw Anderson .Paak dropped a song called Lockdown, and I listened to that, and I was like, whoa. Damn, this dude, it's really a great song. And then I saw Wale dropped a EP called The Imperfect Storm. And I listened to that, and I was like, shit. And as soon as I started listening to those songs, I was like, fuck, I gotta rewrite this fucking song. And so I went back to my room, and I was just like, wait a minute, I gotta rewrite this whole second verse. And I rewrote it in like a day, because I was just so inspired by like that little section of music that I heard. But other than that, it's been really tough for me, because I usually consume my music from like working out. And so I haven't been able to like go to a gym in like such a long time. Yeah. And so like the way that I've been working out at home, but it's just not the same. So it's been really hard to like want to find stuff to listen to now. Like I've heard some like some okay stuff between March and now, but like it's been so hard for me to even want to listen to like a lot of new music recently.
So how has the collaboration effort been? Because I know like under the umbrella of Mo Turk, like Anthony and Logan both play a major role,
right? But
with like the social distancing, how has it been kind of working with them on like new songs, new projects?
Well, I don't necessarily involve them in a lot of stuff that I do unless I have an idea for like wanting them on a song. Luckily that I got Raw Dog on a song before the quarantine started for the album that I'm working on with Mimar.
Nice. So
we got a little Raw Dog on there before the quarantine. But I really want to shoot a lot of videos for this album, or like at least a couple videos for some songs. But just to get it all together is difficult, just because of like what can you really do? You're kind of limited to where you can go and what's open and what isn't, and what's safe and what isn't, and how is it going to look when you're out in public. But I've had a couple ideas, but I haven't really done anything with them yet. But it's difficult, but it can be done.
That's true, because there is a pushback, because like if you go through all this effort to set up a show or to do something, it might actually alienate the people that you're trying to reach, because they're like, why are you doing this right now? We're supposed to be social distancing.
Yeah. Which
is fair.
I would love nothing more than to do a show right now, but I realistically wouldn't want to jeopardize anybody's health or well-being or anybody's family's health for like half an hour of like gratification of doing something that I like to do.
That's a really good way to put that.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. It's been so different than anything I think anybody living in our lifetime has experienced. And it's been tough. I imagine it's a lot worse for people who live off of something like this. But yeah, you just kind of you gotta find new ways to be creative. You gotta make kind of new rules for what you want to do now.
Okay, so this is something we didn't do last interview that I want to do this time, because it is a major part of you, I think. You acting.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, same thing as music. You can't really do any shows right now, but a lot of people might not know that you graduated through acting, and you've been in movies, like small movies. You did theater. How has music completely replaced that part of your life, or do you still kind of get an itch to get in some acting? Oh.
I never want to act again in my life.
How did you come to that realization?
I hate being told that the way I interpret something is wrong. I don't like being directed by one single person, and I don't like not having the control over what I do and what I say in my own movements. I don't like saying other people's words, and the fact that somebody can tell me there's no wrong way to do this, and then I do it, and then they say, that's not the way. That's not the right way. And it was just it just got to a point where it wasn't giving me the same type of joy that it used to. And I wasn't happy. It just kind of like bummed me out. I just like being in control and being free to do and say whatever I want. I think you said that, you like the way I perform. The way I perform is based on the way that I'm feeling and what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing from the crowd. And with acting, you can't do that. You can't like interact with a crowd necessarily in a way that intrudes on your overall goal of the show. And I just can't do that. Like I just don't like being told that what to do in terms of my art.
Sounds like you need to do improv, because then you can just say.
See, that's the thing. Is like I could be really good at improv, but like,
it's stupid.
It's not stupid, but like it's just not for me.
Let me ask this, and this isn't with the intention of throwing anyone under the bus, because I know you're obviously very creative with the people that you have worked with. But we're in a film together.
Yeah,
and I miss that. I'm asking this because I'm reminiscing on my own. But I used to really love writing, and schooling actually burnt that out of me. And when people are like, oh, what are you writing now? It's like, I kind of don't feel like writing at all anymore. Yeah. So do you think this is more something that came to you through your education and schooling, or just all acting encapsulated together?
Yeah, a lot of it came through school.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Because like me and Charlie graduated the same year. Program. And so like, if you remember, like that whole last year, like I was barely there.
I remember.
Because I was just so.
It was a lot.
I was just so mad. I was so pissed off at a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that was like warranted and wasn't warranted. But I was just so mad about like the entire way the whole program was being ran and the way it was being treated. And just kind of like a lot of it was like self-inflicted, and then some of it was just kind of like just the way it was. And I was just so. There was one specific class that we took. And I don't want to harp, because I like to tell this story all the time, but like I don't want to like make it like this is it. But like we had like a free reign performance to do whatever we wanted, and kind of went like write your own, come up with your own things. And I had came up with this crazy thing where I had did this performance of Kanye's Black Skinhead at the end of my little piece. But I did like this crazy shit. I had like all these boards, and I had this paint, and I had like the board set up on chairs, and I was like painting, and I had somebody standing at the lights, like turning the lights off and on while the song was going on, and I was doing all this crazy shit. And then I had this metal pipe, and I busted all these boards with the paint. I busted them, and I fucked up the entire stage. And then I just left the class and didn't come back. And then from that point on, it was like nothing I could do was good enough. I got shit on for the entirety of the class for every single performance I did. And then that was it for me. That was entirely it.
It's sad that, I like you said, it doesn't all come down to that one moment. But I think for me, it would turn to sports. Like, I had one bad coach that made me never want to play baseball again. And it's sad that you can have that one experience with somebody that just deters you so much.
Because, like, I was already feeling down on myself as it is in terms of acting as it was. And given an opportunity to, like, be, like, truly creative and, you know, free to do whatever I wanted. And then, like, to actually come up with something completely different than, like, anything I'd ever seen, at least done in school, and then like to be completely shit on, and just like, you know, I just felt I was just so dejected, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I just cannot do this anymore.
If it's any consolation, I remember liking it a lot.
Yeah. we actually did our last like final performance together.
Yeah, we did.
And I still got shit on for that final performance.
You shouldn't have, but yeah.
And I did everything what was asked of me, and I still got shit on. So like, yeah, so it was a wrap for me after that.
I was from the outside looking in, so this might be a very unjustified opinion because I only did the shows that I wanted to do, and I wasn't a theater major. Of an effort to go experimental at Akron's theater program that, from looking at other schools, it seemed none of the... Now, it was almost like an air of like, well, we don't just do those musicals.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, like, that part's cool. Like, the willingness to not go with the grain is cool, but the non-willingness to try different people in different roles wasn't cool.
Well, you kind of knew who was going to be the leads.
Yeah, like, you oh, yeah, for sure. Like, that part... I went through my entire, you know, college acting career with them never doing a show, like a main show with a black lead. The first semester that after I graduated, they did a show that called for a black lead. And I was so pissed. Like, the opportunities that were there weren't there.
Yeah, no, there weren't.
I mean, you know, part of that is just like, you know... I feel like it was kind of by design, you know, part of that was just like the shows, you know, part of that was like effort on my part in trying to be the best I could be, in like just relying on my own, like not relying on my own quote unquote talent, not versus like talent plus work ethic. So I'm not going to sit here and like blame everything on one certain factor, because it was a lot of factors. Looking back on it, it was a lot of things that led to, you know, certain decisions or certain things being said or done. But in that time, back in that mindset, I was completely different, completely a whole ass different person. So you think that just because something doesn't work for you, that it's working against you. Just because something is working against you, that you think that there's only one reason why. And then, you know, looking back at it, there's multiple reasons why. But I'm not going to like sit here and be like, this is okay, this is it, this is, you know. You just look back and you say, damn, you know, I wish I had the mind to
hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, like I wish I just had the mind to, you know, just try a little harder, try to, you know, ask for more help, try to read more, try to better myself. But it is what it is.
Well, you're an 18-year-old kid when you start. We're all very different people.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Because like I actually graduated high school when I was 17, and then I didn't go to college until like I was like 19, and then I didn't start acting till and like doing like shows until I was 21. And so like I came in from like a completely different major, and so I really wasn't like in the same like realm of experience as everybody else was to begin with. And you know, I definitely wasn't interested in the same things as everybody else there. And so it was a different experience for someone like me to come into. So it's like a lot of people had that, high school, like all 4 years, you did all this, did all, during the summer. Like I did none of that. Like I just came in.
You
like
kind of feel like you're on the outside a little bit.
For sure.
All right, well, there will be no more acting from Turk unless it's a music video.
Listen. You get like the right offer. I'll consider it, but like nah, no more.
Better be Warner Brothers.
Never. No major movies.
All right, dude, give us the plugs. I know everything's online right now, so where can the people find you?
Oh man, listen, Twitter @Turkalicious, Instagram White Animals.
That one throws me off every single. I search Mo Turk and I'm like, where is this guy? And then I remember, oh yeah, White Animals.
White Animals. I figured that like every single thing, any social media I was ever on always has something to do with Turk or Turkey or Turkalicious, and I'm just like,
Turkey.
God, I need one thing that just has nothing to do with
and
my
then
name.
Facebook's like Mad World Turk.
Facebook.com/Mad World Mo Turk.
You make it really hard to find you.
I don't.
Facebook.com.
Like I hate Facebook too. Like honestly, I fucking hate Facebook too. I hate having a Facebook page.
There's no point.
You
can't
can just search Mo Turk and you come up.
Yeah, but like, it's just
not when you try and at somebody in a comment.
Oh,
if you do the Mo Turk, you won't always find him.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I hate Facebook.
Yeah,
too.
it doesn't matter.
But
Facebook.
like that, and then like YouTube, Mo Turk. I guess I don't know. I have a official artist YouTube now. It's so cool.
How do you get that?
Well, the thing is about it is like I've been trying so long to get it because like you know how like people's albums are on there and shit. You gotta either be with like you gotta be like in like the YouTube, like program or some shit, or you gotta have like a label do it for you. But like also alternatively, you can go through whatever music you distribute to, and then like they could help you out. Because like the one I used, I looked on the site and literally right there it said, you want an official YouTube artist profile here? Click this and then link your personal YouTube and then bam, there it is.
That's awesome.
But then you found out somebody already used all your music and you're like, shit. We won't get back into that.
Bro, I still have How to Make Money While Crying in my car right now.
Hey.
So a week from the drop of this, it'll be a new song?
Yeah.
And that'll be on all your social media?
Everywhere.
Social media channels.
Everywhere.
Nailed it.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Spotify. Pandora.
I think so.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely SoundCloud.
Anywhere but Amazon.
All right. Well, dude, we appreciate you coming out, being our very first week 3 VIP.
I hope that it's gonna be interesting to listen to this because I know for a fact that like unless you know me, nobody's gonna know what the whole second half of this shit was what I'm talking about.
Bro, man, this whole episode was heavy. It's like they added like another 50 pounds on top of
this
our last
is probably
episode.
the most genuine interview we've had, though.
That's cool. I don't do a lot of interviews because like people don't really like ask.
I think that's fucked up.
But I've learned through this whole, experience that you just gotta really be just unafraid to say what you're thinking. You really gotta be honest. And I've always tried to, tell the truth and be honest. And I know a lot of times would just, if something like that had came up maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, like I probably wouldn't even remotely gone as deep or like shared my opinions on it as much as I would now. But because I've learned like you can't just sit back and just like hold your tongue and not say what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because it's not helpful at all, and regardless to like the people you're around and the relationships you have, like if your people are with you, then they're down for you and they're going to listen to you and they're going to try to understand and try to care about what you're feeling. And if they're clueless and they're not, then it is you just gotta reevaluate.
I think it helps that we have a rapport already.
Like, we already know you guys. Like, I fuck with y'all. So I mean, I have no problem with that. If it was just like somebody that I hadn't met, I'd be a little hesitant, but I'd still do it. But we've known each other for a while, for a long time. I'm cool. I feel like nothing that I'd say would be judged based off of what I'm saying, because you know me, you know who I am. You've seen me. We've worked together. We went to school together. This isn't like, oh, this guy's gonna come in and he's gonna talk and it's gonna be all whatever. Like, this is just like some casual ass, genuine, chill, like, discussion. Like, we're fucking grown now, so.
All right, that was our second interview with Mo Turk. It's going to be an every July thing. It has to be.
I hope so.
As long as we're alive in July, he'll be here. Or I guess as long as he's alive, too.
Yeah, well, as long as all of us are, in July.
Yeah, it's understood, right? So make sure you guys go check him out. And I'm also really excited about the song coming out in a week on his birthday.
Yeah, Notorious.
That'll be the perfect way to start the year of 28, which I'm already like almost halfway done with.
2020 is Notorious already, so nailed it.
Nailed it. All right, guys, you know what to do. If you are enjoying the content, please share it with a friend. They want to hear about this stuff. You know they do. They want to hear Mo Turk. They want to hear him rap. We're all missing his shows. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, this is The Segway.
The best thing that happened to you on a Thursday.
Way over at that house are going to lift a sign and just say, masturbating.
Listen, hey, if you really want to know, if you know, you know.
Oh, are you just going to leave me fucking hanging?
Yeah. What?
Are you...
Oh.
Like, yes.
Yes. Yes. Nailed it.